So I'm just going to take a quick look at crypto over here because we're getting a lot of green today. So what's going on in crypto that we're suddenly getting a lot of green? Well, we look at the chart and let's look at Bitcoin over here. And I was mentioning the other day, there was this clear trend line that the bulls were trying to hold, and they did. So now the bulls have a clear line in the sand. If we start dropping below this line, that would definitely be a red flag, in my opinion. It's like the line in the sand. We also have a line in the sand at the top, potentially. So this is what we could be looking at. And we could be looking at this pennant over here that's forming now. And the question is, do we break bullish or do we break bearish? So I think it's highly possible Bitcoin rises a little bit more. The upper resistance of this pennant seems to be around mid 38,000s. So it's very possible Bitcoin rises a bit more, test this resistance area, and then we'll see from there. Is it going to break out? Or are we going to pull back? I would say there's a pretty good chance we pull back. If it does push forward today, I would say there's a pretty good chance it pulls back before potentially going any further up or potentially going down and breaking the support. So I would look for us to potentially test this area up here, then look for a pullback, potentially back to the bottom line. And as it gets really tight in here and the trading gets really tight, which way are we going to break? So I'd be looking for a break of this to really decide or feel comfortable knowing, okay, we're back in a bullish trend. If we break bullish, hold this as support and go forward. Or we're going through a bearish trend. If we break bearish, hold this as resistance and then go lower. Now the bulls have a few signs in their favor. The RSI is starting to show some strength. The daily MACD is crossing bullish now. It just crossed bullish, so that's a bullish sign already. Increasing bull volume, but no huge volume spikes. So no signals of a top. So a little bit of increasing bull volume is good. It's the volume spikes which tend to signal reversals, but this is not a volume spike as of yet. So that's what we're looking at on Bitcoin. We're looking for it to trade within this range, within this pennant, when we're looking for a break to really decide the next direction. If we look on the weekly, so far this week, on this candle, we're trading within the range of last week's candle. So that's what I would look for this week. A break of the range of last week could signal the next direction, whether we're headed back up to potentially the middle Bollinger Band on the weekly up here, or whether this ends up being a bear flag, which is also highly possible that this ends up being a bear flag and it heads lower. Now, some people are talking about, and I see the potential for it as well, a bearish head and shoulders on the longer term time frame. So this is the head, left shoulder, and potentially it's making the right shoulder before a big decline lower. It can go either way. This volume down here that you see at the low 30,000s shows a very clear support level. You can see the support over here. You can see the support with this volume. You can see that we bounced right off of it. We didn't break this support over here. So it's a little hard to call right now. I'd say we're looking for it to test that triangle that I showed you, that pennant, the upper range of that pennant before pulling back in the short term. And I think a break of that pennant is going to decide the longer term direction, whether Bitcoin is headed lower or whether Bitcoin is going to retrace some of this move and mitigate some of these losses that it had. So that's what we're looking at right now. This could be a potential bear flag on the weekly, so we'll keep cautious of that. Bitcoin is clearly a lot weaker than a lot of other cryptos out there, as far as I could see. Ethereum is a lot stronger, rebounded a lot more. Ethereum is right around the red line on the weekly, whereas Bitcoin still got a little bit of a ways below that. Ethereum's above the 100-day, above the 150-day, above the 200-day. It's near the 50-day. Bitcoin is below its 200-day, its 150-day, its 50-day, and its 100-day. So Bitcoin is clearly significantly weaker than Ethereum and significantly weaker than a lot of these other cryptos as well. Link is looking quite strong, although it looks like it might pull back today, potentially to the 4-day moving average over here. As per my strategy, we touch that red line almost every day, and it's a decent amount above that red line, so I could see a pullback, and the bears are trying to go for a double top, and the 100-day moving average over here thus far is acting as a resistance as well as the middle Bollinger Band on the daily. But Link is one of the strongest because it did break that initial rebound high over here, as you can see, and now we got that higher low. So bulls want maybe some healthy consolidation here, or they just want to bust through to higher highs over here. But as of now, in the short term, I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a pullback. Looking at Cardano, very similar pattern. A lot of them are trading very similar. They got this either double bottom or potential inverse head and shoulders, like Ethereum. Shoulder, head, other shoulder. Potential inverse head and shoulders over here. Looks fairly strong. Bitcoin's got the double bottom, setting another higher low here. Ideally, the bulls want to set a higher high above 40,800 to change the trend back in their favor. Right now, this is a consolidation pattern. It's trading within a range. Same with Ethereum, and the range is getting tighter. And as the range gets tighter, then you look for a break to decide the direction. XRP, actually looking one of the strongest, had its low, high, higher low, and now it's on a higher high on the daily. That's the only crypto I've seen do that thus far. XRP has been showing some significant strength the past few days. But a lot of these are looking very similar. So I would look for the leader, and it's starting to look like Ethereum is the leader of the pack. Bitcoin is kind of losing its status as the leader as far as I could see, because it's been showing a lot of weakness in comparison to the other cryptos. So I'm assuming people are wanting to put their money into cryptos with higher potential reward that are cheaper and whatnot. But Bitcoin does appear to start gaining its momentum back. It's at a higher low now. This day, looking to set a higher low over here. No real evident red flags right now other than this potential bear flag on the weekly, which might not be the case. If this pushes high enough, it would negate any chances that it's a bear flag. So we shall see. But right now, it does look like it could still be a potential bear flag. But this volume you see on these lows and that we're trading above that does show there is significant price support around here for these cryptos. So my bias says it's going to drop lower, but the charts say not yet. Not as of now. The charts say there's a lot of price support here, and we could be hovering within a range for a while where we could see a further bounce, because bulls are definitely starting to gain some momentum. You're starting to see some of these bullish MACD crosses. You're starting to see the volume pick up a little bit again. You're seeing more green candlesticks. You're seeing higher lows on the daily. You're seeing them hold significant levels such as the 200-day, 150-day, 100-day. Getting that bullish MACD cross. RSI is getting stronger. So we're seeing some bullish signs, at least in the short term. So I would be looking at that pennant on Bitcoin to really get more of an idea of what direction the crypto market is going to take in the coming days or weeks. So we'll see from there. Going to keep an eye on that. And that's all for today. Have a nice day.